Today, we're diving into the chilling world of Blink Twice, Zoë Kravitz's directorial debut. Released in August 2024, this thriller has captivated audiences with its psychological tension. But what's happening beneath the surface? We're here to unravel the mystery, explore the deeper meanings, and break down those moments that left everyone talking. So, let's get started. Zoë Kravitz isn't just stepping behind the camera for the first time. She's bringing a fresh perspective, tackling big themes like power dynamics and privilege. Best known for her acting career, she makes a significant shift, using her first film to delve into some of the darker aspects of human relationships, particularly how control and wealth play into them. With a star-studded cast, including Naomi Ackie, Channing Tatum, and Christian Slater, the movie promises to keep you on the edge of your seat. So, what's the story? Blink Twice revolves around Frida, a cocktail waitress who crosses paths with the enigmatic Slater King, a tech billionaire. After a chance encounter at an exclusive party, she finds herself whisked away to his private island, a seemingly luxurious paradise. But, as you might expect, things aren't as perfect as they seem. The longer Frida stays on the island, the more she realizes that there's a darkness lurking beneath the surface, and soon she's drawn into a game of psychological manipulation. Slater is charming and persuasive, but Frida begins to notice strange occurrences. Small things at first, but they gradually build until she's questioning her sanity. Is she imagining things, or is there something far more sinister at play? The movie takes us through Frida's journey, balancing the allure of this glamorous world with the growing sense of unease that nothing is quite right. As Frida starts to see beyond the glitz and glamour, she faces a terrifying reality. The island that once seemed like paradise now feels like a psychological prison, and escape becomes a distant hope. Let's talk about the characters. Frida is our protagonist, someone who, at first glance, seems to be just another woman swept up in the glamorous world of the rich and powerful. But as we get to know her, it's clear she's not as naive as she appears. She's perceptive, and though Slater's charm initially draws her in, she quickly starts to notice that something's off. Frida's character development is one of the movie's highlights. She goes from someone who's seduced by the idea of living a more luxurious life to someone who begins to question the very foundation of this world. Her background as a cocktail waitress is a sharp contrast to the ultra-wealthy lifestyle of Slater, and this contrast becomes the source of her growing discomfort. On the other side, we have Slater King. He's not just a tech billionaire, he's a master of control. Slater is used to getting what he wants, and on his island, he holds all the power.
What are we gonna do about you?
His character is unsettling in how smoothly he manipulates those around him. He's charming, sure, but there's a darkness underneath that charm. He subtly exerts control over Frida and the other guests, playing mind games that keep them and the audience on edge. At its heart, Blink Twice is a film about power and privilege. The island, with its pristine beaches and lavish parties, symbolizes the world of the ultra-wealthy, a world where those in power can manipulate and control others without consequence. One of the key themes is the imbalance of power between Slater and Frida. On the surface, Slater offers Frida an escape from her life, but in reality, he's trapping her in a web of psychological manipulation and physical aggression. The island becomes a metaphor for the isolation that comes with extreme privilege, both for those who have it and those who don't. Frida is constantly reminded that she doesn't belong in this world, and this isolation only intensifies her paranoia. There's also a broader commentary on how wealth and status can distort reality. Throughout the movie, we see how the island's beauty and luxury mask the darker truths beneath. This is a direct reflection of how privilege can create a bubble where those in power remain detached from the real world and the consequences of their actions. The psychological tension in the film stems from this power imbalance. As Frida grows more suspicious, we, as the audience, are right there with her, questioning what's real and what's part of Slater's manipulative game. Is everything happening around her genuine, or is it all a carefully orchestrated illusion meant to break her down? And then there's the mystery. As the movie progresses, Frida encounters increasingly strange and unsettling occurrences. These moments blur the line between reality and paranoia. Is there something supernatural going on, or is this all in Frida's head? In Blink Twice, Frida's experiences are not ambiguous dreams, but rather fragmented memories manipulated by Slater's poison-laced perfume, designed to erase traces of traumatic events. Gradually, Frida begins to piece together her reality, understanding that her unsettling interactions with Slater and his associates were carefully orchestrated to keep her and the other women unaware of their past abuse. Symbolic elements like the red flowers and snake venom mark Frida's journey to reclaim her autonomy and confront her trauma. As her memories return, Frida realizes she's not alone. The other girls also begin to remember, validating her experience. This shared awakening becomes their driving force, leading to a collective stand against Slater's control. Frida's determination ultimately empowers her to reclaim control, marking a powerful turning point from manipulated victim to decisive avenger.
Help me. Bitch, I tried.
As we approach the ending of Blink Twice, we see a twist that has left many viewers scratching their heads. After enduring Slater's psychological games on the island, the final scene places Frida back in a high society setting. But this time, she's no longer a cocktail waitress. She's introduced as the CEO of Slater's company, surrounded by the same elite crowd that once looked down on her. So, what can we make of this? One possible interpretation is that Frida's new role symbolizes a full circle of transformation. The experience on the island forced her to confront her vulnerability, but by the end, she has gained the power she once lacked. Becoming the CEO could represent Frida's triumph over Slater's control, turning his manipulative games to her advantage. Now, instead of being an outsider, she's taken his place, wielding power within the same world that nearly destroyed her. Another way to look at it is that the ending might represent the toxic allure of wealth and status. Despite everything she suffered, Frida may have been drawn back into the world she once feared, losing a part of herself in the process. It raises the question, has she truly escaped, or has she just become another player in Slater's twisted game? Her expression in that final scene suggests a mix of achievement and unease, hinting that perhaps she too has now adopted the same manipulative tendencies she once despised in Slater.
I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry! I'm sorry!
Before we wrap up, let's take a quick look at some interesting behind-the-scenes facts that you might not know about Blink Twice. Did you know that Channing Tatum was specifically cast by Kravitz to play against type? Known for his roles in lighter films, Tatum brings a different energy to the character of Slater King, a mix of charm and menace that keeps the audience guessing. And then there's the island itself. Zoë Kravitz and her production team treated the island almost like a character in the film. The isolation, the beauty, and the danger all play into the psychological tension that builds throughout the movie. The setting enhances the sense of paranoia that Frida feels, making the island more than just a backdrop. In the end, Blink Twice is a psychological thriller that leaves us with more questions than answers. But that's what makes it so effective. So what do you think? Is Blink Twice a social commentary wrapped in a thriller, or is it simply a mind-bending journey into the unknown? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of film.